Good morning. We stayed in a hotel room last night and the boys are at breakfast right now, which I will be going to shortly. However, I wanted to talk a little bit about Gatlinburg. I did talk a little bit yesterday about it, but there's one main street you go down, there's hella traffic, and it's just crazy. There's like everything you could literally want on this street. It is a little bit harder to get around, like go to Food City, go to the NOC, they're both on opposite ends. The post office is next to Food City, so we were lucky that we had my aunt to drive us around. We went to the movies last night, which was a lot of fun, in Pigeon Forge, which is like also another town near Gatlinburg that has just a bunch of things to do, like mini golf, like random roller coasters. You can literally go up and pay for a ticket to go to just one roller coaster, or go-kart racing, lots of restaurants, lots of things to do, to see, ice cream. I'm not looking forward to getting back on the trail, but I also am like not mad about getting back on trail. It's been really nice being in civilization, watching TV, laying around. I knew my first zero was gonna be like that, but I have to remember that this is temporary and I do have a journey to go on. Equally as decided to go back on the trail, as I am not wanting to go back on the trail. So, but it's kind of my new norm now, and Max Patch is tomorrow. So I heard that's really cool and I'm excited to see that. We should be in Hot Springs on Wednesday. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for following along on my journey. Oh, this is my little companion that I bring everywhere with me. His name is Pow Pow. He has met many stuffed animals on this trip. He is just as social as I am. It's funny to me because like I love stuffed animals and like feel like they have personalities and love carrying them with me. So it's interesting to see that other people do the same and I'm not as crazy as I thought I was. So that's kind of good. I'm gonna go eat, pack up my stuff, and then we're gonna head to the post office to pick up a few things. And then we are being shuttled from the post office back to Davenport Gap to do 10 miles to our first shelter. I believe it's Groundhog Shelter. Groundhog Shelter. It has a cute little pool and a lazy river and a jacuzzi in the back. We are walking to the post office. I think it's like 1.8 because the trolley doesn't start till 10:30. I'm getting shuttled at 10:30. And we're back on the trail. It feels great being back out here. Honestly, the second I stepped on it, almost starts feeling like home. There are amazing plants in the area, just in this tiny little spot next to the river. There's this one, and then there's this one, and then there's these ones. Okay, to be honest, I'm gonna be so sad when we leave this river. This river has been following the trail for probably about a mile or two, and I just came across a waterfall and it's spectacular. Wait till you see it. That is crazy. Trail is right there. And then this is the waterfall. Alright, you come out of this trail. When you get here, it's like kind of confusing. This is the highway we took to get here. It looks like there's a little sign right here that says cross bridge to the trail, and there is a white blaze with an arrow. So I think I'm gonna head that way. Wish me luck. And I don't know if you can see, there's a bunch of white blazes on the bridge, so at least I know I'm going the right way. Wow. I don't know if you can see this, but there's white blazes on this sign right there, and then on the bridge right there. So I go that way. I got loads of white blazes on this bridge. We are good. A little sketchy, but good. All right, I figured it out. 2 white blazes. Oh no. Let's do this. Oh, okay. Well, heading up to Snowbird Peak. It is a 2,400 foot climb in 5 miles, which isn't too bad. The incline is relatively easy. I feel like I lost a little bit of my hiker legs while I was in town, but yeah, we're gonna take it slow, and then I might have lunch at the top. It's 54 degrees, which is better than the 30-degree weather we were having when we first walked outside. And today we will get some beautiful views. And tomorrow is Max Patch, which I also heard is amazing views as well. So it's crazy to me how much food you have to eat. However, I just had a flashback of me in the hotel room last night, almost wanting to puke because I had so many sweets. My stomach hated me. I had Nerds clusters at the movie theater, some popcorn, I had a slushie. Then right after that I had an icy. Before that I had a margarita, a very sweet margarita, chips and salsa, and it was a lot. It was a lot. No real food, except for breakfast in the morning made by my aunt and uncle. But don't do it. Make sure you're eating real food. Learn from my mistake. Ooh, what are these? Pretty. I just saw a purple butterfly. It was so pretty. I just passed like a really creepy guy. I saw him in the distance and he was just standing there, and he told me to carry those 30-pound barbells up to the top, and I said, I don't think that I can. I don't know who in their right mind brought those up here, but they're insane. No. All right, so that looks like that could be Snowbird Peak right there. I'm at the top of Snowbird Peak. It's really cool. I guess there's an air traffic control tower up here, but I'm going to stop and have lunch and look at the views. Wow, the clouds are amazing right now. I have made lunch. I've been obsessed with these and I've run out like 4 days ago, but it is salami, cheese, and avocado in a tortilla, and it is so good. It is also extremely cold up here. When the sun went behind the clouds, it dropped to like 10 degrees. So I have both my jackets on, I've got my gloves on. It won't last long here, but it is a nice, cute little lunch spot for the time being. Really liking this new signage. This is a very cute Groundhog Creek Shelter, Point 2, maintained by the Carolina Club. But there's also this other sign that also has it on there, and also a bunch of other things. Very informative. Before I get there, I just have to say, and I think I've said this before, you don't have to rush to your endpoint for the night. Make sure you're taking your time, looking around, enjoying yourself, and not pushing yourself too much. You are out here for a journey and for a reason, and I have to remind myself that sometimes I could have been at the shelter about 2 hours ago, but I did take a 30-minute lunch, and the last hour or two I've just been casually walking down the mountain. And it's been wonderful listening to the sounds and the nature and smelling the smells. So just take care of yourself. It's important.
My mug and a few packets in it. Nice.
The tiniest little privy. So I got rid of my 5-pound tent when I was in Gatlinburg and got a Nemo Osmint, and I think I did a pretty good job setting it up. It's kind of tiny inside, but I think I can make it work.
Is this for the vlog?
But there was more people. It was in the newspaper and everything. People trying to call the cops saying,
I was very worried that I wasn't gonna like this tent, but I forgot how small I am, and so a 1-person tent actually works out perfectly for me. And I can sit up and I have enough room. My backpack is down there. I think I'm gonna put it up at the front though. There's plenty of room for my mat. Just changing and getting everything ready for bed. Okay, so it worked out pretty well. I'm all ready for bed. I'm pretty warm. It's supposed to get below freezing tonight, so Edinburgh suggested I sleep in my tent, just because it'll be a little bit warmer than the shelter, and I would really like to get some nice sleep. I switched it, got my bag up front, up at the top, and then I've got my socks airing out, which is really nice, and I think this could work. I'm really liking it so far. And it's private. The only thing is I'm far away from everyone. This is the first night I've done that, so I'm like kind of afraid if I'm an animal or something. So I'm sure I'll be okay. Also, when it does get below freezing, you're supposed to sleep with your water filters, and sometimes your battery packs, depending on how cold it gets, because it sucks the battery out of things. Sometimes you want to sleep with your propane canister. I sleep with my contact solution, my contacts, my extra contacts, and both my water filters, just to make sure none of that freezes, because that would not be fun at all. Before it gets too dark, I wanted to say that I haven't seen Jess since Fontana Dam, and she left a little bit early. We had that situation with Soap's package and how he couldn't get to the post office until 11:45 because that's when it opened. Super weird ghost town. So we went through the whole Smokies without Jess, but we missed her the whole time. And I've been texting her all weekend when we were in Gatlinburg, trying to figure out like where she was, if we were going to see her again. Thought we were gonna see her in Hot Springs, and so I texted her this morning, and she said she was gonna push to the next gap. And as soon as I got to the shelter, I saw her. I knew she was gonna be here, and she came in clutch. She got this little pump for me on Amazon and had it sent to Gatlinburg so I can stop borrowing soaps, because I have been borrowing his since probably day 2. So almost 3 weeks I've been borrowing his. So he's very happy that he doesn't have to share with me anymore. But I'm glad she's here. Seems like she'll stay with us for a few days potentially. We're doing 13 tomorrow, 13 the next day. So 13 tomorrow and we're doing Max Patch. And then the next day on Wednesday, we're doing 13 into Hot Springs. And then it sounds like we're all going to be camping by the river. Also today, there was a little mishap. I got my hand warmers. I have one right here and one right here because it's getting pretty cold. But we went to the post office. I picked up a package off from Amazon, and Cheese Block sent some stuff home so that way he doesn't have to carry it. And when Soap went in, they didn't find his package, and he had done express shipping from Fontana Dam, from the first post office experience or situation or whatever, and it didn't arrive, and it's been a week, and so it should have been Gatlinburg, but it's not. So he's kind of stressed out about that. So